video. I apologize if I sound weird, raspy, whatever, if I cough. I was sick this past week. I'm still trying to get over like being congested and, you know, I have a cough, so hopefully that clears up soon. If not, I have to go to the doctor, but anyway. So, as you guys know, June is a wonderful month. It is my birthday. And a lot of people's birthdays, actually. I know 4 people that were born on today, by the way. My stepdad Joe, my mother-in-law, my dog Lola, and my best friend Monica. I'm just like, holy fuck. And there's probably more people. I was like, 4 people born on the 4th. How ironic, right? But there's a lot of people born in June, and I'm just like, the fuck, right? And other than that, I'm sure there's other things, but June is LGBTQ plus Pride Month, y'all, and so exciting. I'm so happy that Pride is in June. I mean, it just makes sense, right? Like I said, I'm sorry about that. So in celebration of that, I wanted to do the LGBTQ plus tag questions. And then they also have gender tag questions, which I will do that in a separate video. So yeah, I'm excited. I think Pride's gonna be in September or October this year, so I'm really hoping that like I can go this year, because like for the past couple of years I really haven't like been able to go because of work and stuff, but I'm really gonna try to go this year. I have an idea of what outfit I'm gonna wear. Of course it's gonna be rainbowed out, but I just have to plan these things. Okay, so the first question is, what do you identify as? I identify as lesbian, so the L, obviously. I identify as lesbian. See, people question it sometimes because of how I talk about like some famous men, but the thing is I can appreciate a guy, right? Like their face and all that stuff. I can think they're good looking, right? But I would never actually have sex with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't do anything sexually with them. And I think that's like where people get confused, because I always say like my husband is Sylvester Stallone, which he is. Like, he just doesn't know about it. I mean, not now. He's kind of up there. But like Rocky IV and like Demolition Man, oh, what up? But like people, you know, because I act like that, they're like, oh my god, you're into men. I'm like, yeah, he's appealing to me, like face-wise and, you know, all that, like physically wise, like he's appealing and I think he's good looking, but I would never like do anything sexually with him. So people are like, but you're still attracted to guys. I'm like, to an extent. I'm like, I would never have sex with a guy. So I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like attracted, because I'm not attracted sexually. It's just, it's hard to explain. It's like, I'm like going on this thing trying to explain myself, and I'm only on the first question. But it's like, I'm not attracted to them like sexually, it's just physically, you know what I mean? Like the outside, or if they have like a good personality, but sexually, no, not happening. Okay, skipping that. I don't even know why the fuck I had to explain that. 2, how did you discover your sexuality? So I was actually pretty young when I started kind of realizing that I was into women. I think, let's see, like, I really didn't have crushes, like, as a kid, really. Like, I really didn't have crushes as a kid. I mean, I did to an extent as I got older. Like, my first crush, like, how I kind of, like, it started, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of started figuring out, was when I was 9-ish, 10-ish. I was in 5th grade, so I was probably almost 11 because I was going into 6th grade, but I don't know, whatever. But that's when I had my first crush on a female. And, like, I had that feeling that you get, you know what I mean? Like, when you like someone. And I kind of felt weird about it. I mean, I kind of did, because I didn't, but this is the thing, is I didn't find it weird because it was a girl. I found it weird because I never had that experience before. I never had that experience of, like, oh my God, this person is appealing to me, you know what I mean? Like, in that kind of way, like, sexually, physically, and I was young, so I was like, oh my God, what is this? So that's why it was weird. It had nothing to do with the fact that she was a female. Well, obviously she was female, but because, like, the thing is, I never felt weird about my sexuality, ever. The only time I've ever felt weird about my sexuality, which it's not even like I feel weird, like I feel bad about it, but I feel like I wasn't able to kind of, like, be myself, like I had to subdue it, is if I'm around people that I know are judgmental about it, or I don't know how they're gonna be because of whatever reason. But I've never felt, like, bad about it, you know, like, I've never felt ashamed for being gay, ever. Just, like, you know, I've been sad because of what people say about it, but I've never, like, been, like, ashamed within myself for being gay, so that's always nice, right? Who was the first person you told? Shit, hold on. I think it was my crush. I think she was the first person I told, because I remember writing her a letter about how I felt about her, and she was, like, my best friend at the time, and I was so afraid to tell her, like, just because I was, like, afraid. I'm like, okay, if I tell her, it might ruin our friendship. And like I said, not because she was a girl. I wasn't even thinking that, because for me, I never grew up thinking that being gay was a thing, or that was wrong, but I never really knew it was a thing. I just felt like, okay, people just have crushes. It doesn't matter who they are on, right? That's just how I thought. And I was like, oh my God, if I tell her, it's gonna ruin our friendship, blah, blah, whatever. And she basically just, like, accepted me. She didn't care, and it was nice. It was great. But yeah. And then but I think, like, pretty close to that was my Nona, but I never really, unfortunately, got in detail with her about it, because she passed away when I was 15, and I never really, like, we never really talked about it. Like, I told her how I was feeling, but she didn't really know how to, like, go about it, you know? She kind of just was like, you know, I don't know. She didn't really know, like, how to, like, have a conversation about it, because, like, I don't know. I think it was just, like, a bunch of confusion, which I understand. But yeah, I think she was the first person I told. And then, describe what it was like coming out. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me today. So when I first came out, I was 11. And that's kind of like when I came out to my mom. So it's kind of like what I say, my coming out, because I didn't just tell, like, a shit ton of people at one time. It was kind of, like, sporadic kind of thing. But I wanted to, you know, tell my mom about it, because I just felt like I was just, like, holding this in, you know, whatever, which I didn't really think it was a problem, you know. But I came out as bisexual because, like I said, I was still trying to find my sexuality. I was still, like, And I think because I was still attracted to guys, just obviously not sexually. I still like, okay, I'm bisexual. I just haven't found the right guy that I'd be willing to have sex with, kind of thing, you know? And I was scared to have sex with girls because obviously I was young. I wasn't even thinking about sex, right? So I was like, okay, I'm bisexual. Like, I just like both, you know, whatever. That was my mentality. So when I came out to my mom, which is kind of where everyone else kind of started finding out, was, you know, it didn't go very well. I told her, and it just kind of was like that whole phase thing, and I'm just like, so yeah, it didn't end it wasn't a very fun experience coming out, because you know how like people see, the weird thing about the situation is, like, you know how a lot of people when they come out to their parents, they're afraid that their parents are gonna be like fucking crazy and like disown them and not talk to them and all this other shit, like, and then their parents are like totally fine with it. Like, it was like the opposite for me. Like, I was like, I didn't think my mom was gonna have a problem with it, right? And then she just was like upset, you know? And I mean, I've talked about this numerous times in my videos, and obviously during that time I was just like upset because I was like, you don't accept me, like you're not listening to me, you don't understand, because, you know, she just thought it was like a phase, which it kind of was. I mean, she was kind of right. So I just went to the other side. But you know, and obviously she told me that, you know, she just was like afraid of what other people were gonna think, which obviously she knows. She said, you know, she knew it was wrong. She knows it was wrong now, what, you know, and all that good stuff, which we've already went past that. So me coming out really wasn't like the best experience. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best experience, but I mean, it's water under the bridge now. But when I came out as lesbian, like full blown, I was 16. I just was like, you know what, like, I don't like guys like in that way. Like, I might think they're like attractive to an extent, but I don't, like, I don't want that, you know? And nothing against guys. Guys are great, but I'm just not, you know, I just don't want to be with a guy. And so I was like, you know what, fuck it. And I just came out as gay. And then, like, I think I told my mom, but I don't remember what really happened with that, to be honest. I just know that me being lesbian was kind of a problem for a minute. But, you know, obviously as I got older and, you know, obviously it's not a phase. She's come around, like, for a few years now. She's been around, she's come around, and she's totally fine with it, you know. She doesn't even care. She's like, it's totally fine. She loves me anyway, which is great. Okay, the fifth question, which I probably kind of already answered this, was, if you're out, how did your parents, guardians, friends react when you told them? Which I kind of already answered. My dad was just kind of like, whatever, but he just was like, kind of like, whatever about everything that I did. Like, when mom would tell him something, he'd be like, I don't even give a fuck. So, love you, dad, but kind of weren't there. So, his opinion was up. But now, like, that we've talked about it, he just doesn't really acknowledge it. Like, he knows that I'm gay, he knows that I'm married, and that's that. I mean, he's not accepting of it, he doesn't believe in homosexuality, whatever, but, I mean, he still loves me, he still has me in his house, he still accepts me as his daughter. It's just, homosexuality as a whole, he just doesn't accept. And it's like, I wish that he did, I wish he was like, you know, whatever, but I can at least be grateful that he's not like one of those parents that just disowns me, you know, which I feel so bad for people that have to go through that. So, I mean, I can't complain too much. What is one question you hate people asking about your sexuality? Oh my god, guys, that's a lot. There's so many questions. Honestly, there's so many. I could make a fucking list. of questions that I hate. I think for me, the main question that I get that I really can't stand, like, there's like 2 questions, so I'm just gonna say both because they're both like equally obnoxious and I've gotten them a lot. The first one is like, how do you have sex? That's like a big one. I don't really get that. Me and Ashley don't really get that anymore, but I don't get it, you know, whatever, really that much anymore. But we used to get it a lot. And that one really pisses me off because it's like, you don't go around asking straight people how they have sex. It's self-fucking-explanatory. Like, I mean, even if lesbian sex isn't self-explanatory, it's none of your business anyway. Like, I don't go to a straight couple and be like, excuse me, how do you have sex? I don't know these things. You know, I don't do that. Like, it's nobody's fucking business. So that, I think that one just pisses me off the most. Like, it's like, how ignorant can you be? Like, it's really not that hard. We do the same shit as straight people, just with different body parts, okay? And the second one is more specifically for me, like, with me, myself, because, like, that one's more of, like, a couple thing. With me is, like, asking if I want to be a boy. That's, like, another thing, is that pisses me off to no fucking... That just pisses me off so much because I dress masculine, whatever, and, you know, I mean, I'm into feminine things, but more of just, like, accents, you know, like, I think I've already explained this before, but the clothes I wear, my hair, like, the way I present myself is masculine, and I like that, but I've gotten so many questions from people asking me if I want to be a boy, if I'm transgender. I'm like, fucking no. Nothing wrong with, obviously, people who are transgender, like, they're great, whatever. You know, nothing wrong with that, but I'm not, and I just don't like when people assume that I am because of what I wear. Like, not everybody that's masculine, that's a girl, is transgender, and not every, you know, boy that's feminine is transgender. It's just how we like to express ourselves. So there you go. What is your favorite thing about the LGBTQ plus community? Probably that, I don't know, I think my favorite thing is just being a part of something, you know, like being accepted and being understood by other people, you know, because my thing is like, yeah, I have a lot of straight friends, you know, and that's fine. I don't care. Look, if you're straight but you're cool with me being gay, we're fine. I don't care, you know, but it's like, it's hard when you got a friend that's a girl and they're straight and you like talk about girls. It's like they don't, you know what I mean? It's like they want to talk about guys and you're just like, you know, but like if your friend's the lesbian, then it's like, what's up? But I just feel like the favorite thing is, like, for the most part, I'm not saying as in a whole, because there are some judgmental piece of shit gay people, so do not get me wrong, but I think as a, like, in general, we're very accepting of different things, like, of differences, you know, like, I'm not saying straight people can't be accepting, obviously, but I just feel like I just like how out there we are, and just, I don't know, I just love it. I just love it as a whole, you know, it's just me, you know, and I just like belonging to it, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to like say. Have you ever been to a gay bar? No. And I want to go. I don't drink, but I would still like to go just to say I went. Who is your favorite LGBTQ plus icon, advocate, or celebrity? Oh my god, hold on. I don't know. I'm not gonna say Ellen DeGeneres because I feel like everyone says her. I mean, I like her, but she's not my favorite. I'd probably say Ellen Page if I had to choose. I just love her, and I just love how just she presents herself, and yeah, I don't know, I just like her. I can't really think of people right now, so it's like kind of hard, but like Ellen Page is like the one that came to mind. So have you been in a relationship, and how did you meet? Yes, I've been in lots of relationships. I'll just talk about the 3 main ones that I've been in. The first one I was in was at, there was this thing, if you're not from Vegas or whatever, or if you are, maybe you don't know, but there's this thing that was in Vegas for a few years when I was younger, and it was called Extreme Thing. And it was just basically a festival where a bunch of like alternative bands, like screamo bands, heavy metal bands kind of thing, would come and perform, and it was like an all-day thing. It was wonderful. I miss it. I really wish they'd bring it back, because I would totally go. But that's how I met my first like relationship, like my first girlfriend relationship. Second was actually at an LGBTQ plus center that I went with my first girlfriend. I actually met her there, and then after me and my first girlfriend broke up, I was single for a little bit, you know, and then I actually got with her through, we were like just talking, you know, and I knew her from groups, we were friends, and then yeah, yeah. And then the last one that I'm in right now, my wife, we met through a mutual friend, Amber, and yeah, yeah. Let's see. 11. Have you ever faced discrimination? Oh, yes. Yes, lots of it. Yeah, a lot. I feel like, yeah, I feel like a lot. I've never been like physically assaulted for like, you know, being lesbian or anything, which, oh, thank God. But I've had verbal things said to me. I've had like, you know, people just saying like ignorant shit. But yeah, I mean, I have. Your favorite LGBTQ plus movie or show? Oh, I think my favorite is, shit, I have so many. For me, it would probably be between Saving Annabelle, I think that's what it's called. Because I'm a cheerleader. Is that it? Yeah, Because I'm a cheerleader. Yeah. Oh, and Bound. Yeah. Between those. But my show, I don't really watch shows, and surprisingly I don't really watch like lesbian based shows or LGBTQ plus shows. Obviously I'd probably either say Modern Family or RuPaul's Drag Race. But I also like Loud House, because Loud House, it's not really like, it's a cartoon, but it's not really like, the whole show's not like about gay people, but there's 2 gay dads in it and it's great. What's the most ridiculous thing you've heard about the LGBTQ plus community? Like I said, this is hard because there's so many. Because I've heard a lot of ridiculous things about my community, but I just think it's like a phase. Like, I just feel like that is like the main thing. It's just like people think that like it's not who we are. You know what I mean? you know, or that, like, basically, like, we can change ourselves. I just feel like that's, like, the most ridiculous thing. The LGBTQ plus slur you hate the most. Probably, I don't even like saying it. Like, I literally don't. Like, I cringe. Like, I never say this word. It's like the N word. I just don't like saying it. Like, I'll say dyke. I don't like saying that either, but I could say that more than this word. And I'm sure y'all know is the F word. And I don't like saying it. Like, I know I cuss, but, like, that word just, for me, it's just so derogatory. Like, I just don't like saying it. It makes me cringe. It's just like I couldn't say the N word. That one just makes me cringe too. It's just, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And then number 15, end this on something you'd like to tell the world about the LGBTQ plus community. We do have an agenda and we're gonna use it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. We're probably gonna take over, but anyway, just kidding. Probably that we're just normal, you know. I know that we have pride. I know that we have, you know, LGBT like stuff, and you know, like we have excluded things, but we're just like, we're normal. You know, we're just like everybody else. The only difference is that we like the same sex, both sexes, all genders. I just don't, for me, it's just like, we're just, who cares? Like, my thing is, I don't care who you sleep with, so why do you care who I sleep with? You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. I'm not sleeping with you, so you shouldn't be caring who I'm sleeping with, you know? And we're not evil people. We're just here living our lives, so you don't gotta hate. I mean, we're fun. So, yeah. But, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy Pride Month, you guys. And, if you guys enjoyed, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends. And, I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.